Hey everyone, my name's Walter, and we're back here with more content I found on Reddit. Today we're talking about nice guys for about the millionth time. Nice guys being guys who base their personality around being nice. Which would be fine if they were actually nice, I guess, but those guys wouldn't end up on these videos. Let's get started with nice guys from Reddit. These posts mostly come to us from Reddit nice guys, as usual. Back in 2018, an article came out. Plus-sized women admit they aren't attracted to overweight men. First thing to get out of the way, women get to be plus-sized, but men are just overweight. But it was interesting to read for the excuses those plus-sized women made for their preferences and for their hypocrisy. It also generated a bunch of articles and YouTube vids in response, and not just from the MGTOW side of things. There is a reason men are not attracted, for the most part, to fat women. There is a part of your primitive brain which is telling you correctly that this woman will not make a healthy, long-term mother for your children. Sorry, but that is the truth when it comes to sexual attraction, on both sides of the coin. Even if you say you don't want children, your primitive brain is still forcing you to think along those lines. I am definitely not thinking along those lines, even without realizing it. I'm not sure I buy this fat women are worse mothers thing in the first place. I mean, if she weighs 600 pounds, yeah, it might be kind of a hindrance, but I don't think that's what we're talking about here. Same reason so many women pass up the so-called nice guy and let themselves get raked over the coals by the bad boy. I do like how he's capitalizing these words. The bad boy should have been killed a dozen times for being what he is, yet he is still alive. Why? The answer is good genes. The woman looks to him as a survivor, and wants to pass his genes on to her children. Ask her why she chose such an obvious loser who got her pregnant and then abandoned her, and she will either come up with excuses about his hidden qualities that only she can see, or will avoid facing the truth because it makes her head hurt to think about it. We are all subjected to the check our primitive brain puts on our higher brain functions. Don't beat yourself up over it. If you force yourself to date and marry a fat woman to prove how non-misogynistic you are, you both are going to be miserable. Move on. I like the implication that all men married to overweight women are miserable. Or that someone would get married just to look like they're not a misogynist. I can't even figure out the connection there. This guy really sounds like he moves the Bibles to the fiction section. Also, it really sucks to be a genuine nice guy. Not some overly milady neckbeard weirdo nice guy, but not some fucking hey, your tits are huge, come suck my dick and fix me a sandwich, then fuck off type dude either. Just an average nice dude, because 9 out of 10 women say they want a nice dude. Then when they get one, they end up leaving them for a fucking sleeve-tattooed walking bicep with a shaved head or some shit, who chugs 2 bangs then beats up his grandmother for HGH money and calls his girlfriend skank. Then they complain that they can never find a nice guy. 9 out of 10 women say that they want a nice guy? No fucking way that's true. These guys act like women sit around complaining about how they can't find a nice guy constantly, but I've seen very little of that out of them in my life. Chicks are literally insane. They'll date dudes like that 1,000 times and will be sitting there with 2 black eyes going, why can't I find a nice dude? While texting Blaze, the guy who wears tight polo t-shirts and Oakleys and yells at the woman in the drive-thru who got his order wrong, then does a burnout in his 2018 Ram truck. That paints a very vivid picture of the guy, doesn't it? Who hurt this person? It's so oddly specific that it genuinely makes me wonder what happened to them and their crush. Let's cover a few Lucas posts. I feel no love from anyone until... How are you my friends though, Spokane? Are you sending cute little 18 to 21-year-old honeys to my Instagram so I can buy one a fat prime rib or whatever at Clinker Dagger and to charm every time I can until she's my wife? Prove you love me. He doesn't usually look quite this ragged. He must have been up all night crying or something. I want to love on you until my dad is a grandfather. Closed to all except Generation Z. He has 12 acres where we can marry one day. Hashtag Generation Z, if you wanna. And the next one is even worse somehow. Just try thinking that this man isn't creepy. It doesn't work. Sit on my lap, Gen Z babes. I'm going to re-register for classes at Spokane Community College next week. Think I'll just do a gym class, scope chicks, and try to get an on-campus job. Press F for respect. Daddy needs love. He had to re-register because he failed out the first time, but then he failed out the second time too. Press F for respect. Personal input, but regarding the whole putting in effort situation, take it from me, don't bother. For the past week I've been going to see this girl at her work, and each time I'm there she ignores me. She works in a cafe, so when I get time I go in and try to converse with her, and I always make sure to order something, but yeah, nothing. So today I brought her flowers and a box of these really nice chocolates, like I spent nearly $30 altogether, and I bring them to the counter for her, and she gives me this weird look and declines both the chocolate and the flowers. I did lose my temper for a split sec and almost called her a bitch, but I held back and just told her I hope she has a good life and to clear up her attitude in the future. Got weird looks from people sitting near also, because they couldn't mind their own fucking business. But yeah, I'm giving up now. Believe me, man, females just don't appreciate things anymore. That actually wasn't Lucas. He's even creepier than that to female employees. This girl knows that she can't accept these gifts. He would definitely stalk her or something. And he knows where she works, obviously. I can't stand a thumbs up response. It's the rudest response you can give, in my opinion, because it shows you're not just being short as hell and probably didn't care, but also kinda seems condescending in a way. Like I just said something really nice about a girl's picture she took, and she liked my comment. Well, since I only got that like and no response along with it, to make it less like a fuck you thumbs up, I'm offended and irritated, just like it was a thumbs up response or a middle finger as a response. LOL, maybe it's just me and I'm crazy, but even so, if you were to message me and say that, or something nice to someone especially, at least I wouldn't be such a dick that I'd respond with nothing else more than a thumbs up. It's weird to think that this post would have been utter nonsense 20 years ago. But even now it's a really dumb complaint. First world problems. Am I the asshole for telling a girl she's not being thankful enough? I, 24 male, gets my bus from a place. There's only 6 buses throughout the day from here to the city, and about 20 people regularly gets their bus here. There's a girl in her early to mid-20s, also travels in the same way as me. A few months ago I tried to talk to her, but she showed no interest, so I stopped trying. She talks to this other lady in her 50s. Now it's pretty hot in here, and one day she was wearing a sleeveless top, and it suddenly started getting cold, as it was going to rain. After like 5 minutes she started shivering. I thought about giving my sweatshirt to her, but she didn't ask, and she's not friendly enough for me to offer her, and the bus will be here in less than 10 minutes. Out of nowhere, this other guy who takes bus here occasionally approached her and told her to take his sweatshirt as this weather is unexpected, and started giving her an explanation and sounded totally like he's asking for a favor from her. She accepted his hoodie and said thank you. When we got on the bus they were talking often. I was pretty pissed as this guy looked like a laborer, and she would take his hoodie but wouldn't ask me. The next day she was again not talking to anyone. When he came, she smiled at him and didn't say anything. So I told the guy in a low voice, now does he regret helping her, as she's acting so ungrateful? He looked at me and called me an asshole and told me to stay away. A few others, including the lady, all called me an asshole and started belittling me for saying this. That girl didn't say anything, but looked quite uncomfortable and looked like she had tears in her eyes. Now am I the asshole or is this girl being ungrateful? I made this girl cry for absolutely no reason. Am I the asshole here? I could barely even figure out what he's mad about. About me. Too good for this shit. But here I am. I'm hoping you don't have kids. Seems a hard thing to ask in the black country. You lot were born with your legs open. I'm a good guy, probably too nice for you to comprehend. But that's okay. I persevere. I'm talented, intelligent, smart, talking myself. Oh, intelligent and smart. Rare combination. I should note that this black country comment is not him being racist, it's a place in England. If I exposed half of you women, lol. All wanting a good man, huh? So you say on your Facebook. But some of you I took on a date, and then on your snaps you were kissing the next guy, and in love, ghosting me or in a relationship. Some of you was or are married hollering at me. Some of you got weird setups with your ex still. Some of you are pregnant with your ex's kid trying to date and then I watch y'all go back. Some of you got more kids from different fathers times 5. And the craziest thing is when everyone does not call or want a video chat. It's just text through snaps and Facebook. Like 2022 is all fucked up. I'm 33. I worked for what I got. Not to be used and abused. Being a good man does nothing but let the assholes in. If I was a convict or drug dealer, some of you might have liked me more, as that's what you're used to, lol. And trust me, I got more to say, but I'm sure y'all are getting the point. I don't give a fuck. Just prove some of you women really do a number on us nice guys. Then you wonder why you're alone and why nobody wants you. Feel free to share my post, gents. I know I'm not alone on this. He sure has a lot of words to say about these women he supposedly doesn't want. To the girl I tried asking out for food and got rejected by. I wasn't asking you out on a date. I know you have a boyfriend and I just wanted to take you out for food since you did well on your physics exam. I saw you last night at the Bush Dining Hall and you were wearing this brown tank and these really flattering leggings. Honestly, I barely noticed you were there with your boyfriend. If he doesn't let you have friends, you deserve better. I could actually treat you better. And I thought Lucas contradicted himself a lot. How is any of this not asking her out? You think I was asking you out just because I was asking you out? Yeah, no shit. Dating as a man is fucking bullshit. Waste of fucking time. Why do women lead men on in texts saying, "Oh, I see a future, you're lovely, blah blah blah," then before you know it, after a couple of dates, you're friend-zoned? And they won't tell you you're friend-zoned to your face, they always do it by text. The irony is that the woman who's friend-zoning you is undesirable herself, which is a sad reflection of your own success. This person was overweight and talked about the most boring subjects about how much she loves her dog over and over, which is not how a conversation works. She also burped a lot, not that I'm judging, but I must be screwed if I'm even rejected by someone this undesirable. I have to though, because in online dating I have to settle even though I'm in good shape since women only want the best men. I bought her a meal, a drink, tried to initiate affection and held hands, but was getting nothing back, so can't say I didn't try. Then she made me pay a $5 to some random homeless bloke. Anyway, how do you get over this issue of being friend-zoned? If you're a nice person, you get friend-zoned, it seems. This rejection has hurt more on other dates, but it's still not a nice feeling. I feel like love is beyond me, which is a shame as I have positives to offer. It's probably because I'm not a 6-foot male model executive banker. I'm kind of surprised he's even bothered considering how undesirable he thinks she is. This is why we have dates, so we can weed out people early. So, I have a friend who just got out of a relationship. I told her that she is beautiful and will easily find someone. Now she refuses to hang out because it's awkward since I said she was beautiful. How the hell does that make any sense? Don't forget you also said you would have sex with me if you had a chance, so yeah, it is awkward now. I still meant it as a compliment, and considering I'm not a rapist, I don't think you have to worry about it. God, this guy is annoying. What a passive-aggressive way to say something that should have been private. Guess it's true no one wants a nice guy. Everyone wants someone to treat them like shit, to cause problems so they leave and think they do better. Well, I must stay a nice guy, because I'd never hurt a woman's feelings. Who said chivalry was dead? One more post. Also, guys don't string along girls that they only see as friends, but girls do that to guys. That's why the friend zone is beneficial to women but not men. It's like a job application. If you fit the role, you get the role. Now imagine if your boss was like, "We don't want you, but we will keep you just so we can use you to validate the next person we chose for the role we don't want you for." Oh, and is it okay to call you once and discuss about how good or bad the next person is, and maybe you can give them some points? Obviously you're not getting paid. Funny, when a job tells me they don't want to hire me, I usually just leave. Yeah, men never string female friends along. I'm sure that's true. Let me know in the comments if you want. That's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, once again, let me hear it in the comments, because the algorithm loves that shit. If you're new here, consider subscribing, because there will be more similar content in the near future. Very soon here, I'm planning a Russell Greer video, a Two Worlds video, and I might even get to talking about Dan Silly. He's pretty much the creepiest. Big thanks also to my awesome patrons. I'll be shouting them out by name hopefully tomorrow. They help me more directly over on Patreon, and I really appreciate it. Well, have a great day, everyone, and if you're having trouble with women, you should just try being born a 6-foot tall male model executive banker. It's so obvious.